So Jack first showed interest in basketball when he was really young. We had a little kid set that we had in our house. We were always shooting around on it. He was probably 3 or 4 years old. But he really got into basketball when he got into his first team at ROL and in the Park District, but it really took off when he made his first travel team, the Frankfurt Warriors.
Basketball was always a huge part of our family's vernacular. Rich played high school and college ball. He played an occasional tournament with his buddies. And we were lucky as young adults to experience the Chicago Bulls dynasty with Michael Jordan during the 90s.
2, out of 1, here's Jordan. Yes! It is all over. The Chicago Bulls have won at the buzzer.
Jack's crib had a basketball hoop over it, so there you have it.
So Jack started liking Duke when he was probably 8 or 9, right before they won their first championship in 2015. Duke was always on because I was a fan, starting in the late 80s, when I was exactly Jack's age today, when I was in high school.
Jack absolutely loved Duke and Coach K. He would read and follow everything he could about the team. He still does. He had the pleasure of meeting Coach K and many of the players over the years. Duke has a long and rich history, steeped in greatness, and I think being able to practice his passion on the sacred grounds of a university further motivated him.
So it was really fun to watch Jack grow up and mature in middle school. You know, he's the youngest in his class with an August 17 birthday, so he always had a challenge there. He was not the fastest, not the biggest, not the strongest. In fact, he was one of the smaller kids, real thin. But he did play basketball 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. He didn't start in 7th or 8th grade, and I think that was really hard for him, but I think it made him play harder.
Hi, my name is Jerry Hicks. I know Jack. He played 1 year for me at Explosion. The first thing I noticed though with Jack was he was a hard worker in the gym, and I would say over the course of 7th grade he learned how to use his body a lot more and how to compete against kids that were a little bit quicker. By the end of the year, his jump shot got a lot quicker.
Hi, I'm Bill Rozanka. I coach Jack at 8th grade for the Explosion basketball. He handles the ball much better defender. Aggressive, goes to the basket. Before then, he was kind of like just a great shooter. Right now, he's an all-around player. So it's great to see.
So one great story about how Jack was really competitive and loved the game of basketball. One day he comes home from school and he tells us that he is in 2nd place in his whole class in a thing called math facts, where these kids compete with each other to see how quickly they can get problems done and get them done right. So to get his competitive juices going, I told him, I said, hey, who's in 1st place? He said, Billy. I said, you beat Billy at Math Facts, I'll take you to the Bulls game. So fast forward, Jack wins. I take him to the Bulls game. And it was a really big game. It was a great game. We had good seats. And we're sitting next to all these guys with suits on. Well, the Bulls were getting killed. They come back. They make this amazing comeback. And the guy sitting next to Jack goes, hey, kid, you are really lucky to be watching this game right now. This is an amazing game. So I said, hey, tell this man how you got to go to the Bulls game. He looked at him real proud. He was probably 8 years old. He goes, I beat my whole class at Math Facts. And the guy looks at him and just smiled and said, hard work pays off, kid. Don't ever forget it. About sophomore year, I think he really realized that I needed to not be a one-dimensional player. I've got to learn how to handle the ball. Well, he was also young and super skinny. At the end of his sophomore year, he was only 149 pounds. So this is about the time he met Coach Schneider.
My name's Tim Schneider, and again, had the opportunity about 2 years ago to start working with Jack and doing some basketball training with him. It's amazing. This is one of the places we did a lot of our work. When I first met Jack and worked him out, I was always impressed by his shot. I could tell right away he's a great shooter. But I thought there were some things that we could help him as a player, and one of those things was ball handling, and I knew right away, I just could tell he was going to be a college player. Loved his drive for the game.
I could think of a whole lot of stories where Jack decided that he was going to be great at something.
During these years of hard work and focus, my biggest observation was his soaring confidence. You can make a mistake, you just learn from it. Confidence allows you to overcome fear, self-doubt, and try new things. That confidence became the inner fuel driving his engine that says, yes, I can achieve great things.
Jack really improved around the time of between his freshman and sophomore year, and especially his sophomore to his junior year. Getting stronger, being able to move with the ball was really transformational for Jack.
Well, over the past, I've seen him develop as a player over the course of the last 2 to 3 years. He's worked extremely hard. His confidence has gone through the roof. The countless hours that he's put into the gym, his ball handling has improved greatly. His shot has become quicker. His feet have become quicker, and he's developed quite a very, very good mid-range game.
Jack decided to transfer from Lincoln Way East to Lincoln Way Central at the end of his junior year. He made a really tough decision to make that transfer. He grew up with the East kids his whole life, but the basketball situation at East was really challenging.
So during the couple of the Stallions tournaments, I remember Frankie and I were talking, man, wouldn't it be great if Jack went to Central, just to have somebody else next to you, that, you know, an experienced basketball player that you can, you know, share the ball with, and so that they don't double team you, and someone you can pass it to, they can knock down a shot. And we just started kind of talking about it, and then as we went through the course of the next couple of months, it grew legs, and then all of a sudden, there he was, transferring to Central, and it couldn't have worked out any better.
Probably the most memorable game came on December 3rd, 2021, Central versus East at Central. The tension was so thick, and there were scores to settle. Jack's grammar school travel basketball director even flew in from Texas for this game.
Yo, JB, you ready for the game on Friday?
Wait, we got our game on Friday? I thought we were watching a film.
Yeah, we play East.
We play Plainfield East?
I had my concerns about how Jack would be received as a student and an athlete early days at Central due to the nature of the transfer. All of those concerns were wiped away when the Central student section came out in full force, complete with poster boards that looked like Jack playing cards with Jack Vegter's face on it. It was absolutely epic. Central won in overtime, and it was absolute pandemonium. favorite Twitter post to this day is, Jack Vegter left East to go to Central and then beat them. Says it all.
Life like this sure is sweet, huh? Definitely is.